Good morning, Vertical Church. Tim here. I'm the Next Steps pastor at the Vertical Church. Welcome to day 7 of our 14-day prayer devotional that we're calling the Move Me Movement. Over these 14 days, we're looking back at the Old Testament to see how God moved the Israelites forward from their exodus out of slavery in Egypt to their 40 years in the wilderness and into their conquest of the Promised Land. Yesterday, we talked about consecrating ourselves before the next move. Today, we're going to see that the walls will fall. Imagine you are preparing for war and you're on your first battle with the enemy. You are given the following instruction from your commanding officer. Instead of gauging directly with the enemy in combat, I just want you to march around the city for 7 days, blowing trumpets, and on the last day, I just want you to yell as loud as you can. What? Like, sir, I don't think this really gives us the tactical advantage here. It sounds ludicrous, right? Well, it's a good thing that Joshua and the Israelites were faithful to that plan, because that was essentially God's plan for them to sack Jericho. Let's check out the result in Joshua chapter 6, verse 20. It says, "So the people shouted, and the trumpets were blown. As soon as the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted a great shout, and the wall fell down flat. So the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they captured the city." Joshua 6, verse 20. Faith is not believing in spite of evidence. We can see this all throughout Israel's exodus from Egypt, their time in the wilderness, and into the Promised Land. The Lord had opened the Red Sea, destroyed the Egyptian army, provided and cared for them in the wilderness, opened up the Jordan River, and brought his people safely into the Promised Land. How could they do anything other than believe him? When we accept God's plan, we invite God's presence, and that guarantees our victory. Joshua and his people listened to God's orders, believed them, and obeyed, and God took care of the rest. To some of them, this plan may have seemed futile or like a complete waste of time. But impatience was one of Israel's troubling sins, and God was helping them learn patient obedience. It is through faith and patience that God's people inherit what he has promised. Jericho's walls didn't fall by force, but by faith. This should encourage us to trust the Lord's promises and obey his instruction, no matter how impossible the situation may appear to be. You and I may never have to capture a city, but we do face enemies with high walls that challenge us in our everyday lives, and these walls also fall when we obey God completely. As you pray today, identify the walls in your life and ask God for breakthroughs in your personal lives and in the mission of the Vertical Church. Ask God for strength and guidance to overcome the challenges that stand before you.